You guys remember whenever I used to tell my exact work schedule for each month when I worked at Two Buck in Charlotte? And everybody would always come back like, be careful, oh my gosh, you're gonna have some stalkers, like people are gonna, that's dangerous, you're gonna be on the next episode of True Crime. I do feel safe to tell this story now. It's been like 2.5 years, but I was genuinely scared this night. So, and I didn't want to tell the story like right after it happened because I didn't want if they had followed me from TikTok or something, I didn't want to give them any attention. So one night, it was a Saturday night, I was closing with another bartender. It was a male bartender. He's a big guy. He's like, 6'2". He's been bartending for as many years as I have. So like 13, 14 years at the time. It was like 3:30 in the morning. We were like closing everything up. We opened the back door and I'm rolling the mop water out and he's taking the trash out. He looks behind the building and he like runs back to the building and he's like, get inside right now. And I'm like, why? And I'm like sitting there trying to pull this mop bucket out. And I'm like, why? He's like, I don't want to die tonight. There's this really creepy van back there. And he has been known to, after work. So I'm like, you're just being paranoid, dude. And I'm like, let me see. So I walk down the little ramp and I look in the back. There are no cameras back there. And what I see is this. Yeah, this dude has his lights on inside of the car and he is staring straight at me in the car. And it's a big red van. It's got like 2 levels. Like the second level looked like a little sleeper place. If there ever was an SA van, this would be it. The way he was staring, I was like, yeah, let's get inside. So we went inside, we locked the doors. So we're locked inside at this point. And I'm like, what do we do? What do we do? Because there's no way for us to know if he's left. He's parked right next to my car. I would have had to have, in order to get into my car, I would have had to have like walked on his passenger side to be able to get into my car. No. And my coworker, he walked to work because he lived close enough and I usually just would drive him home when we would get off work. We see him drive past the window and then I'm like, oh, he's leaving. He goes down to where like this bridge is down there and he turns into this little parking lot that's there and he shines his headlights right into our windows, right onto us. I'm ducking down and my coworker was not ducking down. He was like, I ain't ducking. I'm like, but he's gonna know that we're in here. Like he was waiting for us. I was like, oh my God. He was like, you and your TikToks. Like he was like, I think we should get an Uber. And I'm like, I need my car. I was moving at the time. So I needed my car. I'm like, I'm not getting an Uber. I'm just gonna wait it out. I don't know what you're planning on doing, but I'm just gonna stay locked in here. So then the guy waits there. He has his headlights shining into our windows for a solid 10 minutes, which is a really long time. And then he drives past the building back the way that he came from. So we didn't know if he went and parked behind the building again. So we go out the front door and I'm sitting there like have the door and my keys in it. And he goes around because there's like this fence where the guy couldn't have driven to like our parking lot from the back of the building. So he looks and he's like, he's not back there. I was like, let's go. So we set the alarm, lock the door, we run to my car and we get out of there. But that was so scary. He was definitely waiting for us. I know we probably should have called the cops, but as a bartender, if you know, you don't ever want to get the cops involved unless you absolutely have to. You do not want to be put on their radar for any reason.